This video is for Chapter 2, and you should be watching this to learn how to do some calculations with significant digits. In this video, we are just going to learn how to add and subtract numbers. So when you watch this video, don't forget to take notes. Make sure you're taking good notes, and make sure you have your calculator handy. You will need it to do some of the calculations. Now, the first rule is, and the rule for this video is how to add and subtract measurements. And what you want to do is you want to pay attention to decimal places. Your answer, after you've added or subtracted numbers, your answer can have as many decimal places as the measurement with the least number of decimal places. Now, it's important to practice that. So on your note sheet, you should see 3 examples. Let's just do one at a time. I would like you to add the following numbers: 12.23 grams plus 25.528 grams plus 18.1217 grams. If you use your calculator, you should get an answer of, according to your calculator, 55.8797 grams. Now, if this were math class, that would be fine. The problem is that these are measurements, and we have to now pay attention to our rules of measuring. So the rule says that our answer can have as many decimal places as our measurement that had the least number of decimal places. So if you look, 12.23, there are 2 decimal places. 25.528 has 3 decimal places. And 18.1217 has 4 decimal places. The least number of decimal places is 2. My answer can only have 2 decimal places. Now, I can't just erase the 9 and the 7. I have to look. Since what is sitting next to a 7 is a number 5 or higher, I will have to round this off to 55.88 grams. Now, my answer has 2 decimal places, and it's been rounded appropriately. If you look at question B involves subtracting. You have 278.54 milliliters minus 21.1 milliliters minus 58.92 milliliters. Now, if you put that into your calculator carefully and you come up with the difference between those numbers, you should end up with 198.52 milliliters. That's what your calculator tells you. But you have to use the rules of adding and subtracting to decide how many you can have in your answer. If you look at this first measurement, there are 2 decimal places in 278.54. In 21.1, there's only 1 decimal place. And in 58.92, there's 2 again. So the least number of decimal places is 1. My answer can only be reported to 1 decimal place. If I look to the right of this, since it's lower than 5, I'm going to keep my digit the way that it was. And my final answer can be reported as 198.5 milliliters. And that's acceptable. And then part C, last example for this video. You're going to take 22 centimeters plus 0.00225 centimeters plus 0.28 centimeters plus 0.105 centimeters. Now, if you add that up into your calculator, you should get an answer of 22.3875 centimeters. Now, following the rule of decimal places, you have to look at your measurement that has the least number of decimal places. This measurement right here doesn't have any decimal places at all. All the others do. So since it has no decimal places, my answer can't have any either. What I'm going to do is look to the right, okay, of my last digit without a decimal place, and I can't round that. So my answer has to be staying as 22 centimeters. Now, that may not make a lot of sense to you mathematically, but according to measurements, if I don't know one of my measurements past the ones place, then I can't know my answer past that place either. So now I hope that you have a better understanding of how to add and subtract counting decimal places. Remember, your answer can always have as many decimal places as the measurement with the least number of decimal places.